Thank you for tuning in. This is Mr. Maxwell. Today I want to share a clip that I seen of a YouTuber, MTR, Mediocre Tutorial and Reviews. Please excuse me if I butchered your name, but I will put a link to the full video in the description. Just going to say MTR for short. MTR had gave his take on a young lady that would travel around to all these different countries, getting with different men, and then she would post her experiences with all these different men. And he gave his take on it, and she didn't like it, so she fired back. And I just want to give my take on the whole interaction.
Because truth is, y'all are really mad that I'm getting men that y'all don't think that I should be able to give.
No, that's not it at all.
And y'all are pressed behind what y'all believe that I'm doing with my body. Like that shit is crazy.
No, it's not that.
Like,
hold on one second right there, young lady. This might put it in a little bit in perspective for you.
Because every woman in there, ever since you was 13, every guy you met's been trying to. Women are offered every day.
That's not a flex that you taking in multiple samples of DNA here and there. It's not a flex.
y'all are having discussions and thoughts about my sex life. Like, that's so fucking weird.
So
but y'all
cringy.
really have me feeling like Beyonce.
First of all, Beyonce is married. She's not going around the world collecting DNA samples. Now, this is the part I want you guys to pay attention to. He gave his take on how this lady was acting, and she didn't like it. So here's her response.
This email is a copy down, takedown request that I received from YouTube yesterday because this young woman, who obviously doesn't feel like Beyonce, tried to give my channel a copyright strike. I'm actually not gonna scroll down in the video because it actually has some of her personal information that she's required to submit when filing this legal takedown notice. And you know, I'm not even exposing anybody, you know, it's not that serious, it's just content at the end of the day. But apparently she wants to do damage to me, she wants to do damage to the channel, right? Because copyright strikes are very serious on YouTube. It's essentially a legal notice that you are infringing on someone else's copyright.
You see that? That's like you pointing out somebody's reckless driving. You almost hit a blind man, and they get so offended by you pointing out their reckless driving that they jump out and start taking shots at you. Is it that serious?
Oh, but wait, YouTube wrote back to her with the Uno reverse. We are writing to let you know that we do not plan to remove your videos at this time because YouTube agrees that I utilize the videos in fair use.
There's a 1975 Act of Fair Use. Hold on, let's look up fair use. Educate myself real quick. 1975 Act Fair Use. Excuse me, y'all. It was 1976 Act of Fair Use. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing.
You're so bothered that you want to do damage to someone else's channel.
That's a very good point. That is so vindictive. That is such a low blow. Come on, sister, we can do better than that. What if the men that you are collecting DNA from decide to collectively get together and sue you? Would you feel it's wrong?
Okay, just don't start copyright striking channels because they disagree with you or they critique things it is that you're saying.
And I made some for the LGBTQ community because I know y'all be getting shit too for just existing.
Very important. Not only did he not clap back at her, but he complimented her.
Oh, she's good.
And I just want to...
She understands the tie-in. See, she's way more smart than the way that she demonstrates herself. She understands the tie-in with her feminism push as well as the LGBT. You know, they kind of go hand in hand, and a lot of the marketing techniques of feminism have been utilized within the LGBT community as well.
MTR didn't take it personal because he understands the dynamics of how this machine works. When you put your stuff out there, you're gonna get you don't know what you're gonna get back, and you got to be ready to deal with it, whatever it is.
The purpose of me doing this content is simply to teach a lesson. But I do think that there's so many lessons to be learned off of watching the public image and or behavior of how these women act. Not only to teach the young men why you should be avoiding, like the plague, these young demon serpent women, but also how to identify the good women out of a sea of not good women, but then also talking to the young women and continuing to demonstrate behavior that is marketed to you as valuable, but having no value to you in the long term.
That was a mouthful. That was a big bowl full. However, I understand what he's saying and I totally agree with him. Let's move on.
Bragging that she can pull international men as if it is a badge of honor.
Yeah, we talked about that earlier. She's out here bragging. She's not a bad looking sister. Any man would smash. But to be honest with you, sister, that's not a flex. The real flex is not the DNA that you're taking in. That's for a man. You're not a man. The flex for a woman is when you get a man to take his hard-earned resources, go buy a ring, drop to a knee, and present it to you. That's the real flex for a woman. I'm just saying, you can take it, you cannot take it, but she's not finished. Not only since the copyright strike was unsuccessful, she decided to take another shot. This time, she went below the belt and got real personal with it. Take a listen.
Truthfully, I think you have a cult and you are a man that cannot get a decent woman's attention. So you recruit other men to follow your poor rhetoric, as I have stated. Hey mama, you are entitled to your opinion. So your opinion is your opinion. If you think so, then at the end of the day, make as many videos as you want. I respect your hustle and I'm honored that I can be of help. Should you need any more content, you know where my page is, since you continue to visit it. Hugs and love, honey. You only have to answer to one person at the end of the day, and it isn't me. God bless you, and God bless everybody in the comments. I pray you get delivered from hatred, and I pray that you find a woman to love besides your mother. I find it incredibly disrespectful that you think that you can leverage God's will to shame people. And I was also told that you had cancer.
Wow, that's a low blow if I ever seen one. And it's very personal, very unnecessary, very uncalled for. That's what I like to call a curveball. She's totally out of line for that one. But women like this do that. They do that.
No one told you, mama. No one from your audience watches me. You went down a rabbit hole. Hopefully you learned something within that rabbit hole that can aid you within your life. In your manhood. Yes, tragic. And oh, the irony. Hope you could put some of the money away in the instance that it comes back. There is no tie or emotional connection to negativity within your comment section. You have to develop this muscle if you want to become a creator of modern woman, that their mindset has to get down up into to hate somebody so much that they've never even met before.
You said a mouthful. Shout out to MTR for keeping it top shelf the way you did. This has been Mr. Maxwell. Thank you for tuning in. Like, subscribe, share. Questions, comments, thumbs up, thumbs down. Either way, I wish you well.